Have you ever, like, thought about certain places and just gotten this feeling like every single corner just has a story, you know? Like, it's
Mm.
just buzzing with history? That's Uttar Pradesh for me.
I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and for this deep dive, we've actually pulled together, like, a really incredible amount of material for you.
Oh, wow.
All sorts of stuff. Like, we have ancient chronicles, we have modern analysis of the culture,
That's
and
amazing.
it's all to kind of help us, like, really get under the skin of this Indian state.
Yeah, Uttar Pradesh, it's fascinating. It's definitely more than just history though, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I find really fascinating is how all the different influences have sort of converged there.
Right.
You've got the historical sweep of all the empires, the art, how it's evolved, religious thought, even just the way people live.
Yeah, it's all right there together.
It really is. And it's like Uttar Pradesh is like a tiny piece of this giant puzzle, and you look at it,
And you see the whole picture.
and suddenly you can understand so much more about India.
Oh, definitely. Okay, so let's try to put this puzzle together.
Okay.
One of the first things that really stands out to me is this, the way that all these different spiritual traditions are layered there,
Mm.
Hindu, Muslim, Buddhist, they all seem so deeply rooted.
It's true, and it's not just that they're all there.
It's all mixed together.
Yeah, they've interacted with each other and shaped each other over centuries.
Wow.
You know, if we want to connect this to the bigger picture of India,
Yeah.
Uttar Pradesh really shows us India's history of cultural exchange and synthesis.
That's a good point. So where do we even begin with all of this? I mean, there's so much to explore.
Right.
It seems like we should start with the history and the religious significance.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some of these cities have been important for like thousands of years.
I know it's mind-blowing.
It really is. So think about Varanasi,
Okay.
also known as Kashi. And then you've got Prayagraj, which some people might know as Allahabad,
Right.
Ayodhya, and Mathura.
Okay.
These aren't just, any old settlements.
Right.
They're deeply reviewed religious hubs. Each one has so much history, so much spiritual meaning.
It's really incredible how they've remained important for so long.
It is. It really shows you the unbroken connection to religious and cultural life over centuries.
Yeah, and it's not just about Hinduism, right? We keep coming across Sarnaths in the research.
Oh, Sarnath is absolutely crucial.
And it's a really important Buddhist site.
It is. It's near Varanasi, and it's where the Buddha gave his very first sermon.
Wow.
Like, imagine that the very beginning of this major world religion happened right there.
In Uttar Pradesh.
I know. It's amazing. It really elevates the historical and spiritual importance of the state.
Absolutely, to a global scale. Even so, if we fast forward in time a bit,
Okay.
we see how much of an impact the Mughal and Awadhi eras had,
Right.
especially in places like Agra and Lucknow.
Yes.
It's almost like two totally different but equally amazing chapters in their cultural history.
Exactly. Agra really shows the imperial power and artistic ambition of the Mughals.
Right, and with something like the Taj Mahal,
Exactly. An iconic structure. A Lucknow, on the other hand, is a bit more refined.
more elegant,
Yes, very elegant.
developed under the Nawabs.
Yes, with its courtly etiquette poetry and even its own architectural style.
Two very different cultural expressions.
Within a single state.
It's amazing. So that brings us to art and architecture.
Okay.
You can't talk about Agra without mentioning the Taj Mahal.
Of course not.
I mean, it's like a symbol of India for the whole world.
It's true, but there's so much more to Agra than just the Taj Mahal.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've got Fatehpur Sikri and the Agra Fort.
Yeah, it's really amazing how much architectural history is concentrated there.
It really is. And remember, these aren't just beautiful buildings.
Right.
They tell the story of the Mughals, their power, their artistic skills, and how they blended different cultural influences. The craftsmanship is incredible. The way they've blended Persian, Islamic, and Indian art. It's amazing.
It's all right there in the stone.
Exactly. And we can't forget about Itmadadalla's tomb.
Oh, yes, the baby Taj.
Exactly. They call it that because of the delicate inlay work.
It's beautiful.
It is. And then you have these incredibly significant Hindu temples.
Oh, yes, like the Kashi Vishwanath Temple in Varanasi.
Yes.
The Gorakhnath Temple, and then, of course, there's the Ram Janmabhoomi Temple in Ayodhya.
These are more than just places of worship.
Oh, yeah.
They're sacred sites for millions of Hindus.
They represent centuries of devotion.
And architectural evolution, too. They reflect different periods, different artistic approaches.
And their importance goes far beyond just their physical presence.
Right. They're so deeply connected to India's religious and cultural identity.
And then there's Lucknow,
Oh, yes, Lucknow.
with its own architectural treasures from the Nawabi era,
It does.
like the Rumi Darwaza,
Yes.
the Bara Imambara, and the Chota Imambara.
It's a different aesthetic for sure.
It is much more Indo-Islamic.
With a Persian touch.
Right. What's interesting is how the Nawabi architecture blends different cultures.
Yes, you see the Islamic design, but it's mixed with Indian motifs and Persian art.
It's beautiful. The Imambaras are interesting, too.
Yes, they weren't just religious spaces.
Right, they were used for community gatherings.
Exactly. It tells you something about the social dynamics of the time.
Okay, so we've talked about visual arts,
Mm.
but Uttar Pradesh has also been a major center for language and literature.
Oh, absolutely.
I was surprised by how many important writers came from there.
It's incredible, right? When you think about Hindi literature,
Yeah.
names like Munshi Premchand, Mahadevi Verma, and Harivansh Rai Bachchan immediately come to mind.
Yeah.
They all came from Uttar Pradesh, and their work is still so important today.
It's shaped generations of readers.
And it reflects India's cultural identity.
And then there's Urdu poetry.
Ah, yes, we can't forget about that.
We found so many great poets in the research.
Like Mirza Khalib,
Yes.
Sirak Gaurav Puri, and Josh Malihabadi.
It's like Uttar Pradesh was a breeding ground for poetry.
It really was, and Urdu poetry flourished there, especially under the Nawabs in Lucknow.
They really loved their poetry.
They did, and these poets explored so many themes.
Like love and loss.
Philosophy, even social commentary.
They left behind a powerful literary legacy.
That's still celebrated today.
And it goes even further back.
How so?
Uttar Pradesh has this deep connection to Sanskrit and these core religious texts.
It does.
Like the Ramcharitmanas by Tulsidas.
Yes, a cornerstone of Hindu epic literature.
And it was written right there.
In Uttar Pradesh.
It's more than just a religious text.
It is. It's had a huge influence on moral values, social customs, even the development of language.
Wow.
It shows how important Uttar Pradesh has been to Indian culture and spirituality.
It's incredible to think that one region could be so important for so many different art forms.
I know, it's mind-blowing, and that extends to music and dance, too.
Right, like the Banaras and Lucknow Gharanas of Hindustani classical music?
Oh, yes, they're very significant.
They're not just schools of music, are they?
No, they're not. They represent different styles, traditions, lineages of musical performance.
That have shaped Hindustani classical music for centuries.
Exactly. The fact that Uttar Pradesh had these two major schools really shows its musical heritage.
And then there are the legendary musicians.
Oh, yes, so many.
Like Pandit Ravi Shankar.
And Ustad Bismillah Khan.
They both came from Uttar Pradesh.
They did, and their music was known all over the world.
It's true. They brought Indian classical music to a global audience.
They were masters of their instruments, the sitar and the shanai.
And they brought a lot of pride to India.
They did. They really embody the pinnacle of musical achievement rooted in the state's traditions.
Okay, and we can't forget about Kathak.
Right.
This dance form is so mesmerizing.
The footwork, the storytelling, it's incredible.
And it started in Uttar Pradesh.
It did, particularly in the courts of Lucknow and Varanasi.
Wow.
It evolved from ancient narrative traditions and temple dances.
Interesting.
And it was refined in the Mughal and Nawabi courts.
So there are different styles of Kathak.
Yes, Lucknow and Varanasi each have their own nuances.
In terms of movement.
It's really a beautiful art form. It is. And then you have the folk dances, too.
Oh, yes, like Tarkula Rasya and Natanki.
They give you a real glimpse into everyday life.
In the different regions.
Exactly.
It's so vibrant.
They also depict local legends, social customs, and the seasons.
It's fascinating.
Natanki, for example, tells stories and has musical interludes.
Oh, wow.
And Charkula is a dance from the Braj region where they balance lamps.
That sounds amazing.
It's very visually striking.
So many different ways to express themselves.
It's true.
Okay, so all of this cultural richness,
Yes.
it really comes to life during the festivals and fairs.
It does. Uttar Pradesh has so many Diwali, Holi 8, Navratri, Krishna Janmashtami.
I know it seems like they celebrate everything.
They do, and with so much energy and enthusiasm.
And it's not just religious observance.
No, it's not. These festivals bring entire communities together.
And there are so many local customs and traditions.
Exactly. And then you have the Kumbh Mela.
Oh, wow. Yeah, the Kumbh Mela and Prayagraj.
It's the biggest religious gathering in the world.
It's hard to even imagine how many people go.
Millions of devotees all come together.
At the confluence of.
The Ganges, the Yamuna, and the mythical Saraswati River.
It's not just a pilgrimage, it's a huge cultural event.
Exactly. It shows the power of faith and tradition on such a massive scale.
And it happens every 12 years.
In Uttar Pradesh.
And then there are smaller festivals, too.
Like the Taj Mahotsav.
Oh, yes, in Agra.
It celebrates the region's arts and crafts.
It seems like a really great way to experience the local culture.
It is. It attracts visitors from all over India and even internationally.
It helps keep the traditions alive.
And it celebrates the heritage associated with the Taj Mahal.
And I have to mention Braj Holi.
Ah, yes, especially the Lafmar Holi in Barsana and Nangam.
That sounds like a really unique celebration.
It is. It's a tradition unique to the Braj region.
Where women chase men with sticks.
It's all very playful, though.
Really?
Oh, yes. It's a reenactment of legends about Krishna and Radha.
Oh, wow.
It's a really fun event full of color music and community spirit.
It sounds amazing.
It is. All this talk of festivals is making me hungry.
Me too. Let's talk about the food.
Okay, the cuisine of Uttar Pradesh.
It sounds so diverse.
It is. It's like taking a culinary journey through the different regions.
And historical influences.
Exactly. You have the Awadhi cuisine from Lucknow.
Oh, yeah.
Known for its slow-cooked and subtly spiced dishes.
Like
Sadde kebab, galuti kebab, and nihari.
Those all sound delicious.
They are. The focus is on tender textures and delicate flavors.
And then there's Agra.
With its Mughlai influence.
Dishes like Mughal Karatha and Petha.
The food in Agra reflects the grand culinary traditions of the Mughals.
So richer flavors.
More robust flavors, and Petha is a sweet made from ash gourd.
It's a very distinctive flavor.
It's a delicacy that's closely associated with the city.
Okay, and if we go east,
We find Bhojpuri cuisine.
with dishes like...
Litti chokha takua and chana samosa.
It sounds like a more simple style of cooking.
You could say that it's very wholesome and flavorful.
Using local ingredients.
Exactly, and traditional cooking methods.
And of course, we can't forget about the street food.
Ah, yes, street food is a vital part of Indian culture.
So many different shades.
Aloo tikki pani, puri kachori sabzi.
So many flavors and textures.
It's incredible, and street food is popular all over the state.
With each region having its own specialties.
It's true. Okay, let's move on to handicrafts and weaving.
Yes, Banarasi silk saris.
Oh, they're legendary.
Varanasi is known all over the world for its silk weaving.
It is. Banarasi saris are so beautiful.
The designs, the silk, the craftsmanship.
They're worn for weddings and other special occasions.
And the tradition has been passed down for centuries.
Through generations of skilled artisans.
It's amazing. And then there's Lucknow.
Oh, yes, the city of Shikankari embroidery.
It's so delicate and elegant.
It's a very intricate form of hand embroidery.
White on white.
Exactly. It takes so much skill to create those patterns.
It's a beautiful art form.
It really is, and we can't forget about the other crafts.
Like a brassware from Moradabad.
Yes, and the pottery from Kurja.
It seems like every region has its own specialty.
It's true. Moradabad is known for its brass artifacts.
And Quirja for its ceramics.
These crafts are not just about making money.
Right, they're part of the artistic heritage.
Exactly. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground.
We have, but I'm really intrigued by the folk traditions and storytelling.
Me too.
The Rambila in Ramnagar sounds incredible.
It's a really unique event.
It's a month-long reenactment of the Ramayana.
Imagine that, a whole month.
It's not just a play, it's a living tradition.
The whole town transforms into Ayodhya.
Wow.
Thousands of people come to see it.
It's a great way to keep the story alive.
And it's a fascinating example of an ancient narrative form.
And then there's the Sufi tradition.
Qawwali and ghazals.
It shows how deep the spiritual and artistic roots go in the region.
Uttar Pradesh has a rich Sufi heritage.
That Qawwali is such a powerful form of music.
It is, and ghazals are beautiful too.
They're often performed at the dargahs.
The Sufi shrines.
It's a very spiritual experience.
It is, and then you have birha and alha.
Yes, the folk songs that tell stories of bravery and love.
They're mainly found in rural areas.
It's amazing how strong the oral tradition is there.
It is birha and alha are often performed by traveling singers.
So the stories are passed down through generations.
Exactly. They're a vital part of the rural culture.
Wow, we've covered so much.
I know.
We've gone from ancient cities to breathtaking architecture,
Literary giants.
deeply rooted music traditions, vibrant festivals.
Amazing food and incredible crafts.
Uttar Pradesh is truly a cultural powerhouse.
It really is, and what's so fascinating is how it all connects.
It's all interwoven.
Exactly. It creates this rich and multifaceted cultural tapestry.
It's not just one thing. It's a mix of histories, beliefs, and artistic expressions.
And it's shaped not only Uttar Pradesh, but India as a whole.
So for all of you listening out there,
Yes.
we hope this deep dive has helped you understand Uttar Pradesh's culture.
A little better.
We've tried to give you a good overview.
Without overwhelming you.
There's just so much to discover.
From the Taj Mahal to Varanasi to Urdu poetry.
It's a world of its own.
So here's something to think about.
Okay?
What part of Uttar Pradesh's heritage are you most curious about?
It's a good question.
Maybe if you dig a little deeper into one specific area, you'll get an even better understanding of this fascinating region.
And how it's impacted India and the world.
It's worth exploring.
Definitely.
A journey worth taking.